Last night my body felt thirsty, so I decided to get some water. I poured some from a tap into a glass and drank it, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. Yeah, it tasted like water, but I wanted the good stuff, you know what I mean? So I headed out into the streets of New York City to see what else I could find. It kinda seemed like overkill, though I knew my neighborhood had plenty of options. And I didn't just want the stuff that was lining the floor. I found some Poland spring water that's bottled in Maine, another option from the French Alps, water from the islands of Fiji, water that makes you smart. I don't know, I grabbed a bunch of it because I wanted to find the good stuff. Even though the Bodega boys seem to prefer the cheap stuff.
The best water.
Which one is the Poland spring is the best one?
Best
That's
one.
the cheapest one.
No, but it tastes like water.
Okay, so here we go. All right, got lots of water in here. This is the Bodega boys recommendation. Tastes like water. This stuff is bottled in Washington and it's got electrolytes. Tastes like water. This is the smart water that's vapor distilled. Tastes like water. Should I rinse this with water before tasting the next water? Evian is from the French Alps. Tastes like water. And then the option from the islands of Fiji. Tastes like water. All in all, I spent about 20 bucks on this stuff. And my conclusion after drinking bottle upon bottle of water was first, that I needed to empty my own natural reservoir. And second, a lot of this stuff was good, but not good. What's a word for good? Oh yeah, great. Now you might be thinking to yourself right now, hey idiot, which is not very nice. The stuff that comes out of your tap is just fine. And technically you might be right. New York City says that scientists test drinking water hundreds of times a day, every day, to make sure it's safe, clean, and healthy. And our water here in the city comes from all over the place, from way up in the Catskills to somewhere out in Queens. But what if you're someone who wants the really good stuff, the great stuff? I mean the truly high-end water, the kind that Bezos washes his bald head with. I didn't seem to find any at the Bodega, so where's the guy to go?
In this place called Samchi, it's a very unknown, more than unknown, I think it's a very remote location. Even a lot of main city Bhutanese people, they wouldn't have had come here.
So this is a bottling plant in Samchi, Bhutan. It's out in South Asia and the place is definitely remote. But as that old saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you're gonna need industrial grade equipment to bottle the stuff. And these bottles here are filled from a local spring before the finished product, the product being a bottle of water, is loaded onto trucks for distribution hundreds of miles away in India. It's sold in luxury hotels and restaurants, and rich families there pay about $6 a bottle for it, or roughly a day's wage for an Indian laborer. Now the brand is called Veen Waters, and as this guy who works for the company notes, this stuff may look like ordinary water, but it's no ordinary water.
The original promoter of this particular source came here for the purpose of mining, and he accidentally ended up discovering this water source. And since then, the locals back in the days, they started calling this as Amrit. Now, Amrit in Hindi, the word in Hindi technically means nectar.
Nice! A nectar is the type of water that I'm looking for. I can just imagine tasting it now. Smooth, refreshing, wet, kind of like water. And of course, this stuff is just the tip of the iceberg here. Not literally, of course. That's the stuff they get off melting glaciers in Norway.
Water is just water. What are you talking about?
So here's a guy who really takes his water seriously. He's the co-founder of the Fine Water Society, founded in 2008 to enhance the idea that water is not just water, but a natural, unprocessed product with terroir and unique characteristics, an idea that critics didn't take to at first.
I started Veen Waters 20 years ago, and for the next 10 years, no journalist talked to me. Because it was just a crazy idea.
Yeah, so if you think wine snobs spend too much time obsessing over the list at the Olive Garden, this water snob literally wrote the book on premium waters. FineWaters.com kind of pulls a reverse Jesus here and thinks that fine water is the next wine, and considers fine water to be an accessible luxury segment within the wider category of premium waters.
And over the last 10 years, we see a significant change, and over the last years, especially after the pandemic, when people suddenly paid a little bit more attention, it's exploding.
That Fine Waters water snob even has a selection of curated waters sold through Salacious Drinks. I think that's a typo and they mean salacious drinks. And when you click the link, the page is dead. But the rest of Salacious Drinks is alive and well. Not only can you buy curated boxes of seasonal waters through the site, they'll even kick you over to a $100 virtual water tasting with a certified water sommelier. After all, they say water is the new whiskey. I thought it was the new wine. I don't know, this stuff must be getting me pretty drunk. Now, in case you've never had water before, you must be an app or something because I don't know how your body is functioning. But if this concept of luxury water seems insane to you, that might not just be the dehydration talking. Over in India, where that fancy Veen Water is carted about, the World Bank says they're one of the world's most water-stressed countries. They've got 18% of the world's population, but only 4% of the world's water. Back in 2010, the United Nations declared water a basic human right, which seems kind of late to me. I don't know, I've been drinking this stuff since the 90s. But in countries like India, not only have water shortages led to protests and conflicts, droughts and heat waves brought on by climate change have only further stressed out aquifers. Coupled with population growth, experts worry that water scarcity could one day leave all of us in the ultimate thirst trap, and not the fun kind. Now, water sommeliers and the water snobs at Fine Waters don't just spend months of practice determining the subtleties between Poland Spring and Evian. Our water boy here notes that their movement helps draw attention to the value of water itself.
Can we solve the global drinking water problem? No. We want to be part of the solution, and our part of the solution is the awareness. And if you cherish something, you're more likely to protect it.
You ever try putting all the different soda flavors together at McDonald's? I'm gonna do that with water. Tastes like water.